When Jesus was walking around backcountry Israel, he was proclaiming one message over and over: God's kingdom is here. Through his own life, death, and resurrection, Jesus was making life in God's kingdom, the same kind of life he was living, available to us. This was the good news, or the gospel, that ordinary people like us can begin to live everyday life like Jesus. And this is the best kind of life there is, the good life, as some might call it. It's a life of conversation with God, joy that never stops, forgiveness for anything and everything, peace instead of anxiety, trust instead of fear, hope that will not fail, and love for others that never gives up, just for starters. A life radically different from anything we've ever known. But you might have noticed a gap between the everyday life Jesus made possible for us and the everyday life each of us is actually living. Maybe you believe Jesus forgave your sins, but beyond that, it feels like not much has changed, except maybe how you spend 1 hour on Sunday morning. That's if you can find a place to park. Many of us are simply not living everyday life like Jesus, and we wouldn't know where to start even if we wanted to try. We feel stuck in the same old habits and are beginning to wonder if the life Jesus described and lived is actually possible. But what if it still is? Jesus didn't just proclaim the gospel, drop the mic, and walk away, leaving us to figure out how to live this life by ourselves. He invited us to follow him, or in other words, be his disciples, an ancient word that simply means student or learner. Discipleship, then, is the process where ordinary people learn to live everyday life like Jesus. It's an ongoing, lifelong process that bridges the gap between the life each of us is currently living and the life Jesus envisioned for us. And